welcome to SolidWorks Simplified and SolidWorks tutorial. Today we are going to see one part, that is, this is a part. We'll do this part using a sweep feature, and we'll also see how to create a mirror at an angle of 45 degree, right? So using an axis. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start this part. I'll start it from the right plane. As you can see, I'll take a center rectangle and I'll assign it dimension. The dimension will be of 360. Actually it is a square of each side, 360. Okay, and now I'll create a circle which is from the origin with a diameter of 210 mm, right? Here I'm going to do one thing, that I can see the holes here, but since I have two holes of different length, so I'll just make a hole here, but I'll not cut it here. I'll use a convert entities to cut it later. Okay, okay, and I'll just assign all these holes as equal. Okay, and then this smaller unit hole also as equal. The bigger one is of 60 mm and the smaller one is of 30 mm. Now we'll fix their position by adding this value, that is 50, right? And the rest will define it by relation. I'll make it a vertical relation, this one as horizontal relation, and this one as vertical relation again. Okay, okay, we'll just make this hole to this hole as equal. Okay, and now my sketch is fully defined. I'll extrude it up to 50 mm, but for the region I'm going to select all this region and I'll extrude it in this direction up to 50 mm. Okay, okay, and I'll again use a convert entities. First of all, I'll make this sketch visible. I'll select all the edges and I'll convert it so that this circle becomes a part of this sketch. Okay, and I'll use the feature extrude cut. As I can see in the contour region, that my bigger circle of 60 mm diameter is only 10 mm cut inside this surface. So I'll give him 10 mm. And in the same cut, the smaller circle diameter is of through all cut. And I'll assign it up to next. I'll hide this sketch, and as you can see, my sketch is ready. Now I'll make a sketch in front plane. Since I want to use the sweep feature, I'll start from here and make it a vertical line. First of all, I'll make this vertical line as equal in length, and I'll give this point a tangent. Going on to the smart dimension, I'll give this length as 150 and these two as 150, right? So this is already defined, and this arc will be of radius 260. Okay, and now my sketch is fully defined. I'll use the sweep bows. I'll give it a circular profile of 210 mm, and I'll also use thin feature over here. The thin feature is of 10 mm outside, and I'll just click on OK. So as I can see, my profile has created a circular shape sweep. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a plane which is at an angle of 45 degree using an axis, and I'll just mirror this body over here. So for that I need one sketch in the front plane. First of all, let's give this line for construction lines, and then I'll assign this it an angle of 45. And then in order to make this sketch fully defined, I'll make this sketch fully defined, right? So I'll get an exit, and I want to create an axis over this sketch so that I can make a plane. So I'll go to axis, select this line, and give it an OK. So as you can see, I have created axis 1 at an angle of 45 with the vertical, right? And over this axis I'm going to create my plane. So in the first reference itself I'm going to select this axis. In the second reference I'll select the front plane, so that my plane can exist at an angle of 45 in the center of this component. So I have a plane. First of all, I'll hide this axis, I'll hide this sketch, okay, and now I'll use the mirror feature. Okay, I want to mirror about this plane, and I'll go to features to mirror, and I'll select all this feature that I have used, right? So this is a view that you can observe in SolidWorks. We have created a component using a sweep feature and using a sweep thin, and now I'll just hide this plane, and I want to assign this material as an alloy steel, okay, with the density of 7700 kilogram per meter cube, right? So here's a material, we have used it using a sweep thin feature, and we have also created a plane which is at an angle of 45 degree from the vertical using an axis. Okay, there are various other methods of creating a plane, but this is a method that we have created using an axis, right? So in the end, just like this channel, subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned with us in order to know more such insightful from SolidWorks, right?